Hello.
Hello. Is my sound good? I didn't check.
It's never good. Sounds awful. Mine is not good. Mine is okay. Let me check this.
Okay, okay.
Okay, okay. For me, it's fine.
I
Let's
think
see if someone is complaining.
uh I don't know. I thought
Let's assume it's. I'm hearing you okay. I'm hearing you from the right place.
you are okay. So just checking that. Yeah, you are okay. There's some feedback, but that's usual. Okay. Um, welcome. And
I didn't want to talk about the OGL, but now we
yes,
will have to talk about the OGL. Drum roll.
of course we have to talk about the OGL.
We
So
have Joe.
yes, Joseph Nikib is here. Welcome.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the half dead. Now I see it's serious. It's because he's sick. I thought the half dead would be, I don't know, maybe you'd be sleepy or something like that. But yeah, you're really ill. Because I don't know what time it is where you are. I totally lose track of it.
Yep, it's earlier. I don't know how many. How earlier. Oh, okay. Let's start by
And I'm
talking
having
about.
another coffee because my brain is a bit fried from work.
So we should talk about.
We're gonna
First, we
talk
should
about.
talk about.
Need to start talking about the OGL because that's the elephant
Yeah.
in the room.
So let's bring the elephant into the room.
I hope he doesn't shit. He already did.
Yeah, it's always shitting. So an update. Okay.
There was finally an update by well, D&D Beyond staff. Is D&D Beyond like the official D&D?
Yeah, I think so. When we initially conceived of revising the OGL, it was with three major goals in mind. First, we wanted the ability to prevent the use of D&D content from being included in hateful and discriminatory products.
And that is very important that this
This
is the
is
first
the
one.
most important thing because
Yes.
they are trying to save you from us and from Avenger, from Pundit, and from Grim Jim, and all
And
the
maybe from also from Ragni.
yes, from Ragni also, yeah. All those horrible folks, they want to protect you
And
from
people that just use still want to call race.
yeah.
And don't think orcs are bad, are black people.
So this was the most important, not money. No, they are doing this for inclusion and diversity, not money. They don't want
That's
money.
why I'm a bad actress. That's
Yeah,
why I have it here because when
yeah.
the leaked document did mention that they wanted to prevent bad actors to do bad things to D&D, and I think that's very unfair to Vin Diesel.
I'm laughing in Portuguese now about this. It's not about money. It's about inclusion and diversity and stopping hate in gaming.
Do laugh in Portuguese. That's not in Portuguese. That's an evil laugh. You need to do a normal laugh.
I don't laugh normally.
So that's
Okay,
my
well,
laugh in Portuguese.
I'm going to
He
proceed.
doesn't laugh. That's why.
Yeah, that's it. They want to address those attempting to use D&D in Web3, blockchain games, and NFTs.
That is
No,
to yeah. We are concerned about money, but it's not.
yeah,
It's the what
it's
ever.
for good reasons. They don't
That's why
like
they need to
NFTs.
destroy the tabletop role playing industry because of the
And third,
NFTs.
we wanted to ensure that the OGL is for the content creator, the home brewer, the aspiring designer, our players, and the community, not major corporations. What?
Like Hasbro.
Now I'm laughing in Portuguese. Not major corporations. So they are going to give away their money? I don't know.
Yeah, what
Driving this
other
goal,
measure? Maybe Disney, right? Some people were saying that Disney also because of the Star Wars game, so maybe they
yeah,
want to stop Disney.
Mickey Mouse. So they are worried about Mickey Mouse. Okay. Um. Okay. So where was I? And third, yeah. Driving this goal were two simple principles. We want money. No, that's not it.
No, no, no.
Our job is to be good stewards of the game. This
Yes,
is the eightful part.
and
Yeah,
they are doing a very good job at being good
yeah,
stewards
yeah.
of the
They
game.
are.
Oh
Yeah,
yes,
yeah. Yes, they
and
are.
let me say that with the OGL exists for the benefit of the fans. Yeah, the
The fans
community they
don't think
hate.
that. Yeah,
Nothing about those principles has wavered for a second.
no, it doesn't. No, 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 no. Of course not. That was why our early drafts of the new OGL included the provisions they did. Oh, okay, that's what. Okay, I understand. I totally understand. That draft language was provided to content creators and publishers, so their feedback could be considered before anything was finalized.
Hmm.
In
That's why the
addition,
document was leaked.
yeah. In addition to let's laughing in Portuguese again. In addition to language allowing us to address discriminatory and hateful content and clarifying, they like to repeat discriminatory and hateful conduct and clarifying that types of products the OGL covers, our drafts included royalty language designed to apply to large corporations, blah blah blah
Blah
blah
blah
blah.
blah blah. Bullshit. Bullshit. Bullshit.
It
Bullshit.
was never our intent to impact the vast majority of the community.
Well, in a way I believe because they are thinking about big money, not little money.
Shadow is here. Hi, Shadow. Welcome.
I'm gonna read all of this. Yes, let's read all of this. This is
Yeah,
being fun.
yeah. However, it's clear from the reaction that we rolled a one. Yeah, definitely.
That is also smart
Okay,
of them.
now they got it. Okay, this one is true. It has become clear that it is no longer possible to fully achieve all three goals while still staying true to our principles. So here is what we are doing. Yeah, the same thing, but with another spin to to try to be a little more politically correct. The next OGL will contain the provisions that allow us to steal your money and steal your ideas. No, 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 no. To protect and cultivate the inclusive environment, again, we are trying to build and specify that it covers only content for tabletop RPGs. That means that other expressions, such as educational and charitable campaigns, live streams, cosplay, VTT uses, will remain unaffected by any OGL update. This is what now that's the
That is the two interesting things about this. Sorry. First, they saying critical role. We love you. And some people that complained were other people that were streamers, right? Like Genie D and
yeah.
this doesn't. What about the computer games that they said was a problem in the just a bit above? They forgot about it. Meanwhile,
Yeah, that's well. Now they are trying to talk about other things. So this one is this phrase here, though it's I don't know if this is, can be this can be believed or not, but they say content already
hmm
released under 1A 10A will also remain unaffected. So this should mean that games, scenarios, etc., that were published before I don't know the day that the thing will enter will be fully released, will be sold, will be authorized to be sold. I think that's what I mean. What they
yeah,
mean. I
that
can't
is
be
like
sure
a
about that,
measure.
but
Okay, that's one of the things that people are worried about. One of the things that we were concerned about. Will everything that people already published disappear? So that's if it's true, at least it's a good news.
yeah, this one is should be if it's true. Uh, well, maybe it's true right now, and it won't be true
Yes,
next week. We never know.
or it's true now, but it wasn't true when they first. Well, it wasn't clear. So
Yeah,
the shitty OGL was not clear about this
and
and a
well,
lot of other things.
What it will not contain is any royalty structure. It will also not include the license back provision that some people were afraid was a means for us to steal your share.
That one is very funny. That one is this is very
Yes.
funny.
And now gets funnier. That thought never crossed my minds. Of course not. It never crossed their minds. They weren't thinking about stealing other people's work. Of course not.
Yes. Under any new OGL, you will own the content you create. We want. Any language we put down will be crystal clear and unequivocal on that point. The license back language was intended to protect us and our partners from creators who incorrectly allege. How do you say this in English?
I think
Allege?
it's alleged, yes.
Allege
Alleged.
that we steal, yes, allege
Alleged.
that we steal their work simply because of coincidental similarities. Yeah.
Oh, of course not. The,
So
the,
they wanted to
they
be free
never
to steal
plagiarized.
people work in case people accuse them of stealing their their work.
As we continue to invest in the game that we love, what the fuck are you saying? You love nothing. Well, you love money, and move forward with partnerships in film, television. They will all fail, of course. In digital games, they will fail
Yeah.
also.
The risk was simply too great to ignore. Yeah.
The new OGL will contain provisions to address that risk, but we will do it without a license back and without suggesting we have rights to the content you create. Your ideas and imagination are what makes this game special, and that belongs to you. Oh, this is
Thank you,
it's
Ezra,
so
for saying that
beautiful.
my imagination and my my ideas are mine.
Yes,
Really, thank you for not
except
wanting to own my
well,
imagine, especially my
except
bad
if your imagine
ideas.
maybe if your imagination is hateful and bad, they don't want it. So that that part is that they may be saying something true. A couple of last thoughts. First, we won't be able to release the new OGL today. Oh, no. Brilliant news! I wasn't expecting that because we need to make sure we get it right. No, we won't get it right.
So this means we need to try to correct the fuck up we did, and we don't know what we should do.
But it is coming. Yeah, you know it is coming. Second, you're going to hear people say that they won and we lost because making your voices heard forced us to change our plans. No, well, maybe people will think that they won, but they never won. You are the corporation, you always win. So this part, they are right about it. Except no, now they backtrack. Those people will only be half right. They won, and so did we. No, no, we didn't win anything. It just delayed something.
The only thing is we didn't let them win right away. We struggled.
Our plan was always to solicit the input of our community before any update to the OGL. The
Okay,
drafts you've
let me
seen.
read this one with my cynical
Okay.
sweet voice. The drafts you've seen were attempting to do just that. We want to always delight fans and create experiences
Yes.
together that everyone loves. We realize we did not do that this time, and we are so sorry for that. Our goal was to get exactly the type of feedback on which provisions worked and which did not, which we ultimately got from you. Yeah, that means that now are they trying to say that it was not leaked and they were the ones sharing it?
Yeah. So, are you going to finish?
Yeah. Any change this major could only have been done well if we were willing to take that feedback, no matter how it was provided. So we are. Thank you for caring enough to let us know what works and what
I
doesn't,
don't. I don't care. I don't care
what
about
you
them.
need and what scares you. Without knowing that, we can't do our part to make the new OGL match our principles that you don't have.
Their principles. That's nice.
Finally, we'd appreciate the change to make this right. We love D&D devoted players and the creators who take them on so many incredible adventures. We won't let you down.
No, of course not. No, 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 no.
No, you're not. You're not gonna let us down. Well, us personally, not gonna let us down because our expectations from you are the possible worst
Yeah,
always.
most people. I think most people think the same. There are no good expectations about these fuck ups. Okay, so these are the news.
Yeah, let's put some of the comments. I like especially the comment from Joseph McKeever and also from Helsinki.
Okay, let's
Let's Let's start the. I was the one behind. It was the one before that, because this is an important point.
No.
No, as I just said, this is a false mea culpa.
So this is, yeah, this one.
Yeah, this one exactly. So that is the thing. You still will not be able to release. Well, you can, Joe, if you use the new the newer GL that now you don't know what it is, right?
Well, I mean to continue releasing product. I mean, well, things, items for our old products, but let's change it now. But we'll talk about that later.
Yeah,
What are we going to change? Change
yeah.
enough
Let's
not
just
to
say what
be.
this comment from Health Center. 3 steps. How do you do to put it there? Maybe I need to learn how to do it.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to explain that now.
Yeah, 3 steps forward, 2 steps back, because that's exactly what this. Yeah.
So this is yeah, and I think they won't stop yet. They will
No,
probably.
this is just to try to calm people and make them stop unsubscribing and deleting their D&D Beyond accounts.
Yeah, next week there will be more news. I believe that
Maybe not next week. I don't know if they're able
stop
to
sharing.
rewrite the old shit in just a week.
No, probably not.
They should be, because they're Hasbro and they should have their monkey slaves uh, working
No,
overtime to fix this.
like, don't talk about monkey slaves. That was
Uh,
an that's offensive. The monkey slave. That's offensive.
so, what are our plans? What are we going to do after this?
Close shop. You're going to close shop and you're going to go away. No, that's not it. So I started to well yesterday, a couple of days ago,
First thing
remodeling.
that says that we don't want for move. We know there are other people doing other OGLs and whatever. Basically, we don't want
Yeah,
to have anything to do with anybody else.
keep them. We don't know. We don't want any more OGLs. This one was already a piece of shit. So no, well, let's not repeat that.
We know someone can change their mind. In
Yeah. So that's no. Um, well, we started recently, so there's no. That's well, we can't say that we have been expecting anything, but yeah, no GL.
yes,
That's
exactly, no
that's right,
GL.
precisely that. That's what we want. But well, it was kind of annoying to just start writing stuff and publishing stuff, and then all of a sudden, 7 or 8 months after, it goes away.
Yeah, we're going to use that as a tag, Marcus. No GL.
Some deflect on that. Yes,
Hmm.
yes,
They're
yes.
already doing that. The bad actors and the bad
Yeah,
people and all that.
yeah, they will probably try to blame this on the
OSR.
bigots, bigots. So okay, let's talk a little bit about that. We started changing our ratchet system so it becomes more ratchet and more unique and
We
less.
we're still going to use the D20 because first we don't want to create. We don't really want to create a whole new system.
No,
Second, we'll. I know that people that are buying our games like the fact that they, well, at least that's what we think. They are used to the system, and they can easily mix it and adapt it to other things. Third, we don't really care about rules. And fourth, and this is the most important one, is that we don't want to force the people that already bought the our wretched games to now and if I want to buy some of the adventures, and I hope you do, now I have to buy to buy the games all over
no,
again.
yeah, of course it won't be
So
necessary. It won't be necessary. It will be compatible, and it will just be a few modifications. And yeah, that's true. Well, you can copyright rules and doesn't oh Star doesn't do fifth edition. Yeah, that's true.
Exactly.
But anyway, it's probably better to just as much as we would like to keep things exactly as they are. Well, I don't really.
Not
Maybe
not
the I don't really want to. I really want to change some things. Um, and that includes the names, a few names, including the names of the attributes or abilities, because they will feel more wretched now. So it's not only because of this, but also as a personal choice. Since we are
it's
going
we
to
are turning a problem into an opportunity.
yeah, that's it. That's a nice way of putting that. Wretched verse fighting game. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a conversation about the MK Ultra and yeah, psionics. Yes, you already have psionics, but not in a fight
Um,
scenario way.
yeah. Well, it could be used like that. Yes. We have the powers, the psionic powers, the
Yeah, we have the
or
power.
psychic powers. We have the power. Yeah, but it could be used for a MK Ultra kind of thing. Yes. So that's our decision right now is to do some changes.
We will be we already had planned that we're going to release the generic rules. Are we going to call it the wretched verse officially?
No, probably not. Well, that's the reference to the universe, but the game itself it should be
Yeah.
Ratchet role playing game. The generic rules.
And then calmly we will do second editions of the or
Yeah,
editing of the games, but as settings.
as game settings. Yeah,
Exactly as game
as
settings.
was planned before. Uh, that doesn't change. The only thing
Probably is
that
going to
might
happen
change,
sooner. The thing is that this is probably the reason to make it
yes,
so we can get rid
since we
of the
can't
cancer.
since we can't uh, still publish things under the OGL, the old one. Um, the way to address that it it will be to publish the second editions of old stuff. Of course, we can still do scenarios, but I'm going to release first the rules, the new rules, which won't be still a second edition. They will be, I say, the first step towards the second edition, but still first edition. What comes after that will be already probably second edition. Okay, so Joseph McKeever wants to know a little more about our
Yeah,
changes.
well,
Okay, so
anyway, we can also I think we can share once the draft is more completed. I think we can share
yeah,
it with you in less drafty.
but we can say something about it
Yeah.
right now. So things that I'm working on
Well,
right
very
now.
basically, we'll change the name of the attributes, but that's not a
Yeah,
big thing.
that's no, that's not a big thing, and someone is going to say, "But that's not necessary because yeah, well, it's not necessary." But I thought since I'm going to start messing around with this, maybe the names. Well, first of all, I don't like calling it abilities. I like attributes.
Yeah, because
So
abilities makes me think of skills,
yeah, so I'm going to call them now. We are going to call them now
attributes.
attributes and not abilities, and we rename them because I feel like it. So strength is now muscle, or will be after this muscle, because muscle sounds a little more wretched. And intelligence will be brains
So we got
because
muscles and brains.
exactly the same thing. Wisdom becomes wits because I think wits is a little more large. I don't know.
Wisdom is boring.
Yeah, wisdom sounds like an old man with a white beard. Dexterity will become agility because I like agility more than I like dexterity. Constitution will be toughness because toughness is more wretched. Charisma becomes magnetism because I want to. And comeliness, I hate comeliness. Comeliness will be sex appeal because obvious reasons. Sex appeal sounds better. And that's
Yeah,
those
I'm getting 12 cents. Genitalia is more comeliness because yes, we use comeliness.
body parts. Yeah, yeah, comeliness is I don't think anyone uses that word. So
We could call it fuckability, but that would make the all games mature, so
yeah,
we can't.
yeah, yeah,
So
it's
sex
probably not.
appeal is good.
Yeah, sex appeal is politically correct, I think. Other things that will change. Well, this one is probably the contentious one because the rest of it, it's mostly things that not just that one. Saving throw
Yeah, I'm reading Joe's comments. A style mechanic. What do you mean by a style mechanic? You mean like coolness?
stylish. Well, maybe.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
think about that. Um, okay, so there was already something of a life path introduced in darkness. I'm going to expand on that. There will be more information about life paths, and the next books, the settings, will also have different life paths for different styles of game. I'm reworking a little bit on the first part of the 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 concept of the characters, which is the transgressions.
It's not gonna be. Yes.
Hmm?
I was thinking far ahead, but you're going step by step. Yes,
Yes.
concept.
So the transgressions, they are not going to change. That they are the same, but I'm going to add two things which may be optional, probably at least one of them. So there's going to be attached to each of the transgressions, which are the seven sins, um, a bane and a boon. A bane and a boon. The bane is something that will happen. Well, it's a drawback, of course, and the boon, obviously, kind of a bonus to roles related to actions and situations related to the scene. So if you are, for example, let's say a lustful character, because it's wretched. If you are trying to, if someone is trying to seduce you, the Bane says that you have a penalty to your roll to attempt to resist seduction, and the boon is the opposite. If you are trying to seduce someone, you'll have a bonus to your roll because you are lustful, and therefore you are very intent in seducing people.
Nine octopus likes our choice of so at least someone likes
Okay,
it.
someone likes it.
Yay!
Okay, that's good. Nice. Thanks, Octopus. If someone complains, I will say that you have already been approved by people online live. Okay, so what else? What comes next? Well,
The
some
class,
minor,
yeah,
yes,
the classes are not going to be called classes anymore.
no,
Although that's not really important,
no, just
but classes is stupid.
yeah. I never liked classes. It's kind of it says nothing about what it is. It's a class, okay. There are lots of things
It's
that
okay
can.
for fantasy, but
Yeah, well, it will be a background because
yes, it's what
sounds
it is.
more like you. Well, yeah, class is. I won't say that's not a class. Yes, it's a class, but class it's to generic. I think.
Yeah, we're gonna use backgrounds, but yeah,
I might change the
and races are going
yes,
to be
well,
what?
professions or backgrounds. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm not entirely sure about races because, but at the same time, I just chose races because they are saying that we can't. So
yeah.
basically, it was just
That is If we keep races is for that, but it's not
Yes,
all. If not, we will probably
it's
use
not
species.
entirely. Yeah, it's racism is not entirely accurate since we started doing space, and so species is probably the better option. Even though we can use both races and species just because. So it's species and races. Um, what else?
We're gonna stop saying that we have no alignment. Yes, we have no alignment.
Yes, we have no alignments. Of course, we don't have no alignments. We have scenes, and that's the thing. That's our thing.
Yes, exactly. Marcus is saying he likes species for sci-fi and race for fantasy.
Yeah, that's it. We'll probably use both things. Uh,
In the generic, maybe it's going to be species because they're gonna have and
we might mention both because in some places it's a species, in some places it's a race. So both names are can be used, but uh, it depends. We don't. We only have one setting that can use races, and all the others should use species. And I'm not sure about darkness. I don't think. Well, what's the best one for that? Vampires. What are vampires?
vampires
I don't
are
know.
creatures.
Yeah, that's right. Well, anyway, for darkness you can use whatever you want, races or species or whatever. What else? What else? What else? Okay, so
The wanted level.
yeah, I mean, I'm doing some changes to the wanted level. This was a suggestion by Lord Matthew Thomas. You said something about having some more some kind of system of notoriety
And more
besides.
people mention it. Joe and Raven. They also mentioned the things about that they liked it and they would like to see it more developed.
Okay, so it will happen. So attached to the wanted level, there's a notoriety level that affects the character. Well, the wanted level affects them, and the notoriety level is a kind of a bonus that well, they can, let's say, intimidate people easily because they are known as criminals, and maybe have some discounts at stores because the storekeepers are afraid of them, so they just say, "Okay, take it." That kind of thing. And I don't know if I mentioned, but avoidance rolls uh, instead of saving throws, just because. And something more. I think I know there are more things. Well, the insanity rules are also developed a little bit more. Um the spells, they will all. That's an important thing. I've decided that.
Yeah. Let me say that. Yeah, that magic. Can I?
Yes, you can.
Magic is over. When I mean magic is over, is the D&D magic. Like I hate
Yes.
that. So
Hmm.
now we only have conjurer magic.
Yeah. So only rituals, no spells, unless you want to. But if you want to,
Yes, of course.
you'll have to change it because I'm not going to include their options for using stuff as spells. So you know how to do it. You have the books to do it, and that's your choice. So Joseph McKeever said, "My thesis is basically the more wanted you are, the more authority you
Mhm.
should have among the wretched because
E-
you've done things and been places."
Exactly, and you should
Yeah.
be respected along the on
So
the
yeah, I will add something in that vein to the rules. Ninth octopus says the only reason.
That's a good
Yeah, I'm
that's
going to
a good
yeah.
reason to keep races.
I want to keep it there as a optional thing for some kinds of settings, but in fact,
And
in
I think
others, it
Joe
makes less sense.
is suggesting a lot of things. One of them chassis. Chassis is not. I think it's comes. Chassis is not good
Probably.
because it reminds me of work. But templates could also work.
Yes, maybe for a post-human thing. I'm not going to
Yeah.
do a post-human thing. Um, okay, what else? What else? Okay, so the spells are not spells anymore. Well, they weren't already, but now there are no references or almost no, except for monsters. They still cast spells, or well, it's not exactly spells, but they have powers that are equivalent to the rituals, but they aren't rituals. They are instantaneous. So that's it. Um, why have you left? You can come back if you want to. Spell like powers, yes. Spell like powers is the thing that the monsters usually have. At least the demons. The demons have powers that work exactly like the spells. I've changed all the bad actresses coming back. I've
I'm
s- I've
back.
I've changed all of the rest of the names because that's something that might be a problem uh, with the copyright. I think there are some spells. Probably it's not really a problem, but I'm pretty sure that drive-through will be policing that. Not Wizards of the Coast, of course, they don't care about us. But when they tell when Wizards orders drive-through to be their guard dog, they will bite us if we do something nasty. And they are defending people from our hateful content, so they don't want
Yes,
us
exactly.
using trademarks from a pleasant company, a pleasant corporation, a nice corporation like Hasbro and Wizards. What else is new? Psionics I left untouched, and it will be untouched because it's already there's a lot of information. I'm going to rework technology a little bit. Uh, Implants, namely, I think they can be improved. Probably the equipment can also be improved, and I think I'm going to add a couple of drawbacks and perks, maybe. And yes, of course, time for daily burning of Wizards of the Coast. We started already. That was our first.
You can go back and see our reading of the OGL of the communication about the OGL
Yes,
because I think that was fun.
yeah, they have pretty fun things there. No, they didn't mean it like a funny thing, but it's funny. Um, what else?
My internet is slow. Am I appearing break?
Yes,
I'm breaking
yeah,
on camera, right?
you are. You have a delay. You have a delay now. another thing, another thing that I'm going to rework besides the wanted level and
The character packages
yes, there are
skills.
some. Yeah, but that's just
Yeah, that's
a
just
small thing, a very small thing. Another thing that I'm going to change because I don't like it, and I'm using this as an excuse, is the experience points. I'm going to divide by 100 because those thousands of experience points sound a little bit silly for me to me. So small numbers.
and going to be capped at level 10.
Yeah. Now the cap is level 10. If you want to, of course, you can do it with other rules.
The
Ours
game
will,
is yours, blah blah blah, and you can do
yeah,
whatever you want with it after you buy it. Please buy it.
including playing transgender characters. I don't care. You can play them. I'm not going to talk about that. I'm not going to something that I'm not going to do. I'm not going to add a space for pronouns
or,
on your
or
character sheet
safety tools.
or safety tools. Yeah, no, none of that. So Mark Hawkman says a race can be a subdivision of species, and thus not all races are separate species. Yes,
Yes, that is
that
true.
can
That
be.
is the problem with using the term species.
I think the using any of them is a problem when you are going for a generic game because it can
Hmm.
be applied on one place and not on the other place. So it has to be. I think it has to be the generic game will have species and races, and then we'll have in each game, in each setting, we'll have to use whatever it's needed for the specific setting. And okay, that's. I'm going to introduce some things to combat as well. Uh, Expand on dirty tricks and martial arts maneuvers, especially those ones that are strange and not really, not real, not real things from movies. Because I think that's a little bit more cinematic and for exploitation games, and you have to remember that that's still an option. Exploitation games are still an option.
There will always be an option on the wretched system.
Um, and I'm thinking about superpowers. I'm not sure if I'm going to put them already there or if it will be later. It depends. I'm not sure yet.
I
It
think you should save it for the superhero game, the
Yeah. Well,
vigilante game.
I need to. I may have to do something. The most likely thing that happens is I do a skeleton for those powers, a first approach to it, and then it will be developed in the supers game. And yeah, probably. Um, so that's I think that's most of what you're going to change. I'm not sure if I mentioned everything.
Maybe some new things will appear, but that's something that,
Yeah,
yeah.
until the end, I think and also of course I'm going to show this to some other people, and opinions and suggestions and comments will be added as well. Not all, of course, but some. It's already uh, a big document, 66,000 words. So it will be well. It's a generic one, so it has to be generic. So it has to it must cover a lot of ground. It will probably be a big volume like New Flash maybe. So we can't add everything, but we can add something more still. Okay, so enough about this. What's the next theme?
We can talk about the things with Lord Matthew's bestiary and the scenario that is going to come out next week.
Yeah. So this week we published the first thing that is the first scenario. That's not a scenario. The first book from someone else besides uh, me and Sylvia and
And
Joe
Coombs.
Coombs. We were planning to do that a long time ago. Well, not a long time ago. Since the beginning, it's not a long time ago, but it's months ago. We had talked to several people.
And some several people had talked to us. We were just
Yeah,
waiting.
yeah, that's it. So the the first one. Well, it's not the first one; it's the second because Coombs also.
But
i-
Coombs is part of now. We started since the beginning, so
yeah, it's kind of a. He's not part of the channel, but he's still
he's part of the Red Room.
the
Yeah.
Red Room. Um, So we have now we have a bestiary, which is a good thing because there were there was a lack of monsters. So now we have much more monsters to use.
We don't like competition. I don't like competition. I'm already a master.
So this bestiary, well, it's not only a bestiary. It has some other things besides beasts. It has new classes and some NPCs, some different archetypes. So it has something that is interesting. And if Lord Matthews lets me, I will also add that to the wretched generic RPG. And what? Coombs is locked in the basement. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
of
well,
course.
it's not our fault. I was reading that and I was going to say, if you're locked in the basement, that is not our fault.
He locked himself, probably lost the key.
Yes.
I was so what? Ah, yeah, the new archetype. I think it's an archetype, or maybe it's a class. No, it's a class. Well, it's not a class anymore. It's a background now. Which is a psychic something. No, not a psychic. It's a not a psychic, not a mesmerist. What's the name of it? I can't remember.
Okay.
Spiritualist. Yeah,
Yeah,
spiritualist.
spiritualist.
Which is something that it's not exactly the same thing as a psychic or the mesmerist. It has some characteristics of both, but it's interesting, especially for a Belle Epoque, a Wretched Epoch setting. Even though this is more for country, well, it's the same epoch. The
Hmm.
epoch is the same. The place is the thing that changes. So um, it makes sense to add that
That's
to the
another
generic.
thing I need to do. We need to add to the to-do list is like a crossover adventure between country and epoch. Like having someone from France
Mhm.
moving going to the US or some US. Well, I know that's basically already happened in the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen and Penny Dreadful, but I don't care. I will steal it.
Yes, we can. We should do that. Some characters belonging to a faction from Wretched Epoch, perhaps
Hmm.
the Institut pour l'investigation parapsychologique or something like that. I can't remember. The ISEPO, or some other maybe. I can't remember anything. Police officers? No, probably not. Well, maybe.
The
I don't know.
Traveler Society.
Yes, the Traveler Society could be. Yes, right. Well, anyway, um, what was
The
I saying?
The
I can't remember.
spiritualist. You were
Oh yeah,
talking about the
and
spiritualist.
besides that, there are monsters from Native American folklore, and
That's problematic.
very problematic because Lord Matthews is a white man, and that's
Are we
or
assuming? Are you assuming his race and his gender? How dare you?
I hope he doesn't mind. Um, so that's problematic. He also wrote about European folklore, and he's not European, so that's not a problem.
Exactly.
No, that's not a problem.
No, everybody can. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Um, okay, so next week there will be something else from someone that is not locked in the red room, not even in the basement. The next scenario is by
Uh,
someone is in France somewhere. I don't know. I don't know where. Um, he was one of the first people that I don't know if he was one of the first people who bought Wretched Epoch, but he was one of the first people who wrote a review about Wretched Epoch.
and they're a bit proud of it since he's French.
Yeah,
And he
yes.
didn't said, "Oh, I'm trying to say something in a atrocious French accent."
Didn't say
These
you
people are
stupid
stupid.
Portuguese. You stupid Portuguese. You don't understand anything about my country.
That is the
No,
room eating itself.
I don't know what it is. Let's find out.
It's a problem with the.
This virtual background isn't.
Yeah, it's not very good.
It's a
Maybe
chair.
it's me. Ah, it's me. I'm
Oh yeah,
moving.
it's you. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're moving. Yeah, that's true.
you can see how big our house is.
Yeah, very. Well, it's not the whole house here. We don't live in a shack. It's an apartment.
Yeah,
Uh,
it is eating my hair also.
yes, we have insensitivity readers, and they are so.
And let me the that's my secret identity. That was Lord Matthews because I checked on Facebook.
Hmm?
That comment, there's a comment from Facebook that was my secret.
Oh
That's my
yeah.
secret identity. It's about him being a white man.
Oh okay. I didn't know. I thought, well, I thought strange if it was Coombs because it didn't make much sense, but well, I don't know. We are saying stuff and people are commenting, so and it takes all it always has a delay. So um, okay, so next week it will be a Ratchet Epoch scenario, a one-shot scenario by I don't know how
Olivier
to
Tripa.
Oliver Tripa, maybe I don't know.
Olivar Tripa.
Tripa or means something in Portuguese. It means guts.
Yes,
Yeah.
so it's a bit
I don't
strange.
know. I don't know if he knows it, but I have to tell him because he
And it's
probably
interesting because he likes horror, so he probably may
yeah
find it funny.
yeah. If he doesn't know already, he will find it funny. It's a very interesting scenario and very Red Epoch. It involves a creature called Belphegor. Is a demon, not the most famous demon, but an interesting one. I think he's the, sometimes he's considered a version of Priapus, who is a sexual demon. This one has a tongue that looks
Mhm.
like a cock, so it's wretched.
Nice. That's gonna be a nice art.
Yeah, I can put that on the cover.
No, no, you can put it in the cover, but you can put it
Mm,
inside.
yeah, maybe. I'll
If you
think about
can,
it.
if you can, can make your artist do it.
Yeah, that's not easy because asking the artist in this case, which is Stable Diffusion, to draw a tongue that looks like a cock, it will probably not look like a cock. Maybe like a snake. I'll try a snake, a one-eyed snake. Um, so this is our next release for next week.
I'm still working on my salt, my alpha blue salt scenario.
Hmm.
It's been a bit slow. Well, first because I started working and actually for a change I have work to do, and also because of this all OGL confusion. It kind of
Yeah.
took me out of the mood of writing last week. But let's see if I can catch up during the weekend.
So that might be the next thing after
Yes.
the one shot.
Yes, but
I don't know.
then we need to decide it if we leave it for January if we still put it on January or just we try to behave and we put it on the first week of February so people don't complain
No.
that we publish too much.
Well, let's think about it and decide it later.
Yeah.
Um, I'm also working. I started already working on that. Another thing, which will be the second release of Welcome to Saint Cloud. Well, our first release, but it was already released last year by Postmortem Studios as a actual fucking monsters scenario campaign setting. Um, so I think that it is very hard to keep up. Is something that Lord Matthew said, and not
Hmm.
Joe Coombs, because Joe Coombs, I think, he kind of keeps up because he's collaborating with us. So
And he's responsible for part of the madness.
yeah, so Joseph says, I once drew a spirit monster that had a penis-like trunk extending from its loins, upper of its shoulder, and the tip just for the yeah. Well, okay. I'll try to do something coming from his mouth, but I'm not sure if. Well, not me. I'm not going to draw now. It's. I'm not going to do that. I'll spare you from that atrocious result. Um, so I was saying, Welcome to St. Cloud will also be republished, as everything else was already. So it's the only thing that I published through Postmortem that is still not wretched, not wretchedified, and it's time for that. Uh, well, I can do a little bit better than stick figures, but still not good enough. So the Wretched, not Wretched, well, Wretched,
Yes, Ratchet
Wretched
and
Sun Cloud,
Cloud should
Wretched
be
Sun Cloud.
coming out in February.
Yes, and it will also be, it will also have a cover by the Basic Expert by Jonathan Torres. Yes, we are going to use real people's art,
And we're
not
not going to steal it.
no. We're going to pay it because he's a nice guy, and we don't
And
want
it
to.
does and it does good art, and
Yes,
it doesn't care about people using AI.
yeah. So we are not going to steal it from him. Um, and that's a plan that I think. Well, actually, you don't really need to buy this one because it's
You don't need to
basically
buy anything, but
yeah, but no, yeah,
but the
but this one.
cats will thank you because they need food. No, I'm kidding.
I mean, if you already have this one,
Yes,
this is almost systemless, so you don't really need. But I'm going to include pictures for the characters. That's something that I like, so that may be a reason. And I asked for a proper map for Saint Cloud. There wasn't. There was this rubbish thing here. So it will have a map, and I'll have to think about other things. Well, there will be some more plot hooks. So that's probably enough of a reason. But I'll add more information and probably some way to connect this to the well. Obviously, there are other connections to the Beyond, and if you bought Wretched Darkness,
hmm
you may have found about it.
which is another reason to actually publish it, and it will be the first
Yes.
scenario for Wretched Darkness.
Yeah, and that's another reason. I need to start publishing stuff for Wretched Darkness, and I think this one is very good for that. So, reasons enough to republish. Welcome to SunCloud. The other thing is, I like this very much. N- Not just well, this one is very good. It's my favorite from Postmortem. So in that way, it wouldn't need to be republished. But I know that some of the people didn't buy it, so and are OSR fans, so they would prefer to have OSR rules. And this way, it will have the new OSR rules, our new rules. So it's also
OGL,
that.
no GL rules.
Oh, no GL, yeah, that's it. Um, what else? I don't think.
We're
Well,
gonna be on
oh
inappropriate
yes,
characters next Sunday. I will
yes,
try not to be too sleepy.
you'll drink a coffee before.
Tons of coffee.
So that's the good news, obviously. Oh, the pamphlets, yeah. This is something that we've talked about a while ago. Yeah, the thing is, I don't have time for everything, and this was supposed to be something that would be used uh, to fill in those weeks that there are no scenarios. So publish something very small. It could be a scenario, but a very small scenario,
Or a toolkit.
or a toolkit, something very small, something that will be sold by a very cheap price, maybe 50 cents or
And
$1.
probably not going to be printed because it's going to
And
be very
yeah,
small.
very
And
small.
then in the end, we can have like
An
a
an
companion,
anthology compilation
an
of other.
anthology, exactly.
That will probably happen someday when we don't have stuff to publish. I think. Yeah, that's something that will happen when it has to happen. I guess. Uh, for now, well, there were some weeks that I didn't publish
Yeah, and
anything, but
you
I
were
didn't have
working on
time for that.
Darkness, yeah. And
Yeah, I
now
didn't have
you
time
are
for that.
also, yeah, at the same time, also trying to get these new rules.
Yeah, then this is now the time for that, and probably this is something that will have to be done during the year 2023, sometime during the year. Uh, someone is saying,
Miguel just discovered that he's a workaholic.
yeah, but that's
Who would
true.
have said?
I don't know who said this, but it's kind of
It was Coombs. Yeah, now he's a workaholic. He became a
yeah.
workaholic.
I don't really like to work. I don't know, maybe. Well, I do.
Well,
In
you
this case, I
do
do.
because there's something that this is a joke because he hated his work. Yeah, well, as
Yeah,
a journalist, right? So that's the
I
funny
hated my
part.
job, and it was kind of it was a chore and a very. Oh Lord, Matthews now it's is somewhere is
It's in YouTube.
YouTube. Yeah, yeah. There's the icon. Yeah. Um, but now I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying working, and I've been
And
working
Hasbro is not
on
going to
weekends.
spoil it.
No, no, I'm not, I won't let them spoil it. Uh, Even if they end up saying that we can't, deciding that we can't sell the previously published materials.
I hope not. Not because of us, but that'll be really big because there are people that have years and years of
Yeah.
material. That'll be a really shitty thing to do.
Yes. I hope not, I hope they don't do it. Because that would be a problem for many people. Not really for us, because I would just, well, first for the books, I would um, take the rules away or maybe change them. Uh, I will decide that later. But the scenarios are very easy to change. If you just probably you don't have to do anything. Just take the OGL from them, and they
Let
haven't
me
any
let
trademarks.
me answer this comment from Combs. He said he had an holiday, but we have been working hard. We were supposed to go on holidays to Algarve for a week, but instead we decided to adopt a baby cat that almost died.
Yeah,
But I'll try to take Miguel on a holiday this year, unless
she's
COVID comes back.
she's okay now, by the way.
Yes,
Yes,
she
she's
is.
very okay, friend.
She's too okay.
She's very
She's
strong, strong like a dog, not a cat. She's
a small dog.
yeah, small dog. It's a very small dog, but a ferocious one. No, not really. She's very nice, but she's
She's a bitch,
yeah, she's a
but
bitch.
but she's so cute.
So it was a good thing. If you didn't adopt her, she might
Maybe
have died.
yes.
So what else? Not having holidays could it can be a good thing in this case. Um,
And you have no idea what you're going to write next, right? Regarding an adventure, you don't know what you feel like when you're going to sit down to write something.
uh,
I'm trying to convince him to do the Focus Pendulo
and
for.
I was going to say that. I was going to say that. Yes, that's. I think that's what I'm going to do. Even though that's a fucking fucking large project, but
We need to start to be more ambitious with our projects.
yeah. Okay, so I'm going to make an invitation, since that's something that I'm going to work on next. If one of you, Lord Matthews, maybe, uh, why not? Any Joseph, of course, he's working on something. If any one of you wants to publish something more, uh,
We already have at least two things from Coombs, right? That need to be added and everything, but that's probably
yeah,
gonna go to the pamphlets.
yeah, probably. So if someone else wants to do something, it's probably a good time for that, because next, when I'm done with the well, I can't say when I'm done with these rules, because I don't know what happens with the OGL thing. But well, let's assume that we can still have the previous things published. So after that, I will be working on a larger scenario that will require some research, and that's it. So I will probably use that time preparing that scenario to also work um, a bit on magic for a future for the eventual second edition of Wretched Darkness. It's kind of stupid to talk about that, because no, well, it's kind of stupid, but not entirely. I'm going to remind you that even though Wretched Darkness was published recently, there's not a guarantee that it will be,
Yes, yes, it's true.
because it was the last thing with the OGL that we published, probably.
It didn't come out
So,
in paper, right? How that in print? How does that happen? We need. Does it have a different ESBN, and so it's like a different book?
yeah, but it's already done, so that's not
Okay.
good.
So it's gonna have a lot of errors, guys. We're trying to avoid it.
I had
But
to.
it's
I had to.
Ezra's fault.
Yeah, that this time. But anyway, it's well. If you don't want to risk, don't buy it yet, because I will. But I had to publish it uh, before today, so I didn't know. Of course, that they ended up not announcing anything today, but I ordered it today morning, I think, from drive-through. So it's published in. I don't know. Probably in drive-through it wouldn't be a problem because it's already published. I'm not sure about that, but on Lulu it would have been a problem. Uh, it would have to be before the OGL, not the OGL, the new OGL was released or officially announced. It wasn't, so it's still not a problem. But I didn't know about it. Well, anyway, I'll check it later. There were some typos corrected. Judd helped. He found about 20 of them, and I found some more. There were some problems with the tables also. That's something that sometimes happens. A bit of the text was hidden, and I didn't notice because it's hidden. I mean, it's there, but the table hide it. So, well, anyway, it's a layout thing. I corrected that already. So if you bought it, you probably should download the new
The
version.
new version.
I'm not sure if I uploaded it to Big Geek Emporium, but if I didn't, I will. What else?
Well, I'm not this stupid thing I'm gonna say. I have no idea what I'm going, but I can ask so people can suggest. I have no idea what I'm going to do next after. Well, I do have an idea. Probably I'm going to do a sexual dungeon, my BDSM dungeon. But I don't want to think about it too much because first I need to finish Salt. I was also thinking about doing this, well, another scenario for Epoch, but now we have another one by Oliver, so I can put that in the back burn and go back to Bastards. But the thing is, I need to write something that is offensive or naughty at least, but will not get pulled out of drive-through.
Yeah, we do have quite a bit of OGL, about 30 books, or maybe I don't know. I don't even know how many books we have.
Yes, exactly. I'm answering to Lord Ma. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's going to be because they're going to be dark elves because they are evil and they are being influenced by an apostle of pain. But it's going to be a bit inspired also in the Rob Zombie movies, The House of Thousand Corpses, and how is the other one called? The Devil's Rejects.
The Devil's Rejects. Yeah,
The
three.
Devil
There's
Rejects,
there's
exactly.
the other one, the three from hell, right? That's one.
Yes, the Tree from Hell. And there's also
So,
another one that we need to rewatch. I think it's from when the people are captured and they go like to a competition and they are killed. I think it's from him, one of these recent movies. I remember we watched it. So it's going to have that grindhouse. Well, I don't even know if you can call it that grindhouse. It's going to have that dirty feeling. Those elves are crazy. But that is next. I can't stop thinking about it too much because I still need to finish Salt. Or better, Teta Blue.
okay, so we have a visitor.
Dun, dun, dun.
Hello.
Hey,
How are you?
I didn't see your message at first, and then when I
Oh,
tried to
yeah.
jump in, my computer decided to be stupid. It decided that it couldn't find my mic and my camera, which is not true. But here
Marcus
I am.
Ericsson is going away. Have a nice weekend, and we'll meet you Sunday, probably, maybe. Okay, so what's new?
I'm gonna take an
Uh,
opportunity to take like a very small 1 minute break. Be right back. Not
escape,
running away from you. Just
escape before I get nerdy.
So tell us,
um,
have you been working on the vampire?
I have, but at the same time, I've been not working on it, and it's not because I don't want to. It's because this OGL thing was really poorly timed for me because, and I have to assume other people are like this too. Anyone that was about to jump in and get their feet wet and like get really excited about a project is now sitting on their hands waiting to see how it plays out. Right?
Yeah,
Anybody who is new is now afraid.
I don't think we really need to do that because I think that's small changes will probably be enough to override it. I think.
Probably, but while I certainly love all of the energy that has come out of like the OSR and others trying to say we'll fight this because we don't approve of it, at the same time that doom and gloom can be very
Yeah,
unnerving,
yeah, I
when
understand that.
yeah, but no, I've been working on it. I was actually just working up a section on the origins of Vampire. Um, the summation of which is not only do they not know and don't care, but that several factions of Vampire have made wonderful scams to catch newbies. It's gonna because clearly, the ultimate we have the answers, young one. We can tell you what your role is. Just give us all your money, your loyalty, and your blood. Right?
Yeah,
Because that's how that works.
yeah, asking for
Um,
blood.
yeah. The
Yeah, like corporate suits.
the basic thesis is well, obviously vampires are decentralized, have their own power, and they all do their own thing. That some of them, especially the old ones who have started to go a little crazy and really can't interact with the modern state,
You have
living
some breaks. I
space
don't know if
in the
it's just
derelict
me.
city. No, it's probably me.
Yeah. Okay. So I don't know if it was
My
my
mic is
internet.
stupid today. Is it better?
Yeah.
Is it
Yeah,
better now?
for now.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
now,
Yeah.
it's
Now
Okay.
better.
for now it's better.
Eh. But basically, some vampires have started making or have made living space in the derelict city, right? And they have their own little culture where they think that they're hot stuff because they're so much better than other people. Because we're vampires, we're not affected by all these minor things. Uh, and somehow, in a environment that is supposed to torture people and supposed to make their existences unbearable, they don't really get punished for it because they found a way to be part of the system. They instead become part of the process that scourges people for their sin.
Sounds good.
Um,
Sounds
the
nice.
well, the thing that I've been wrestling with, um, system wise, is obviously we have different lineages. Let's add more words to it. Lineages, um, and they all have different mechanical variances. Uh, but vampirism is at best an infection that could strike down anyone. So I'm trying to figure out how I
Mhm.
can both have it be a species and have it be
Mhm.
something you can impart on people. Um, because I would like to have there be sort of different types of vampire based on where they're from and what they interact with. So you can have everything from the classic 1920s Nosferatu to the Bela Lugosi to your Lost Boys, uh, and meet all the different flavors of jerk.
Mhm. Yeah, they could work like with different classes of vampires, right? Like subclasses
Right.
inside. It could be like the archetypes,
Archetype.
but for vampires with different archetypes.
Right. Well, one of the interesting theories the vampires have created is some of them think that they're the children of incubi and succubi. That they're not immortal monsters. We're just part of an elite lineage of ancient supernaturals. Clearly, it's like, well, why do you drink blood and why are you jerks? It's like, well, that's not my fault. That's my parents' fault.
I was trying here to do the demon with the dick tongue. I'm going to show you, so you can see that this is difficult thing to do. Here,
I appreciate that the Facebook user wants to hook up with me in his scary closet.
it doesn't really look like a dick tongue.
Or a demon. It looks like he has something coming out from his.
No.
Oh, I like those ones better.
Yeah, those ones, these ones are okay. Nah,
Actually,
the dick tongue, the dick
actually
tongues are
that one
awful.
with the horns and the beard looked a lot like the bad guy from Black Cauldron. Dating
I will have to-
myself there that I know
think
that old movie.
Black Cauldron. I don't know if I don't know what's that. Maybe I know, but
Mm.
Black Cauldron.
You don't remember? Yeah.
I don't
Very,
remember. I'm going
very
to check
old
it.
Disney movie.
Disney movie.
Mm-hmm.
Black Cauldron. Let me check. I don't think I saw this. No. No.
Oh no,
I think
most people haven't. Disney wants people to forget they made it.
That
I
sounds
may have
interesting.
I may have read the book, perhaps. I know these names from somewhere. The Chronicles of
Mm.
Prydain. I've read a book from this. Probably not this one, but maybe something else.
Here we go. I'm gonna. I don't know who made this, but I'm gonna send this image because this is an excellent image, and it deserves to be shared. This is the bad guy from the Black Cauldron. He's called the Horned King, and I just find it superficially similar to one of the AI art that you drifted through.
Let me share this so we can see. I don't know or this one. Yeah. Okay.
It's in front of chat.
Yeah, there's some horns and the face. Yeah, one of them had a
Yeah.
face like this, a skull face.
Yeah. I really liked it. I thought it was neat.
Actually, the other one wasn't supposed to have a skull face, I think, but it sometimes comes out like you want, not like I want. Like
Well, I mean,
the artificial intelligence.
it's an
wants.
AI. It's not. It ain't smart.
Yeah, it's smart enough, but yeah, I may use one of those. I don't know. It depends. It depends a lot on the quality because that was for the cover. The Belphegor was for the cover.
And I'm seeing here Coombs is also suggesting We Are the Night. I checked it, but it's from 2010, so yeah, we haven't seen it.
We Are the Night. I know the
Yes.
name, but I haven't seen it.
It's German, but so maybe it's safe.
No,
but yeah, 2010. We are avoiding new films.
Well, it's
It's
not
10 years ago, I know,
it's
but
not entirely new, but it's still yeah, new enough.
I've never even heard of that one. I am interested now.
I heard about it,
See,
but I don't know anything about it.
Well,
No. Now I know it's German.
it has subtitles. Yeah. Well, all our movies
Well,
have subtitles. All movies
well,
most of the movies we watch.
Once upon a time, when it was just a movie. Once upon a time, when it was.
You're breaking
I
up
liked
again.
What We Do in the Shadows, but they have played. I enjoy. I don't want to again.
I had a problem with that. It was What We Do in the Shadows has been very recommended, but since the beginning, I always fucking hated. What's his name? Wakiti. He always gets on my nerves.
Wakiki.
Wakiki Taka. Yeah. I just looked at him and this guy's a douchebag.
The thing
he has
is,
a
it
look.
was funny. It was funny once. It was funny once. It's not funny repeatedly. And yet they made a TV show about it. And anytime they talk about with TD to kind of build him up, they say, "Oh, and he made this other thing you liked." And it's like, yeah, but he's got exactly one joke. He's not funny. Eh.
So that information that was something about 35 was was the number of books that we've published. Joe Coombs was checking his collection. He has more
That,
than me.
that he has in the basement.
Yeah, probably. So yeah, if I had to change all of them, it would be very boring.
And yeah,
I would rather not
it
think
will be a
about that.
pain.
Yeah, a very big pain, and it would take, I don't know, more than 1 month, certainly. Even if the changes are small, it would take a lot of time, and I would have
Uh,
to.
I like this comment by Mark Hammond. I'm a big fan of the idea of having a system where the classes are different based on your race. I kind of like that idea too, but I don't think you're gonna do it.
Yeah, that's that probably not. I don't think so.
That's the kind of thing that would be more applicable in like a video game, because
Yeah.
then you could do it like the job system from Final Fantasy, where when you change clothes, you change jobs. You can't really do that in a tabletop RPG.
Yeah, because then people can do whatever they want. It's a nice idea because it will make you. It's the thing that what I think I don't like about classes, just classes, because it's like being an elf. You know those guys that being. What's your job? I'm an elf. Or what's your job? I'm a dwarf.
That is an argument I have had, and you'd be amazed at the people that are like smart people, nice people, people you like, who have myopia about this, right? I've told them, it's like, well, if there are a bunch of elven adventurers, then there have to be a bunch of elven peasants, right? So, like, I have a character, he's a fighter, and it's like, what's your name? Bob? Okay. My name is Bob. Well, what do you do, Bob? Well, I was a peasant. I have a pitchfork. I know if I stab people with it, it hurts. You know, the very arbitrary notion that like a character has to be their race and their race has to be their class suggests that every single person in that creature type is that class, and it's like, no, that's
The society doesn't
nonsense.
work. Yeah.
Well, why
So we
would any
specify.
elf want to leave? It's like, why would elven peasants want to stay?
Maybe they have slaves from other races that do the
Well,
farming and the.
it's it's one of the things
Yeah.
that I've also struggled people to explain. It's like you'll get people that's like, we have to go back. Democracy was a mistake. We got to go back to monarchy. And I'm like, are you insane? Do you remember how rough monarchy was before modernity? There were some unpleasant things with monarchy that maybe you don't want absolute monarchy anymore. Maybe constitutional monarchy at best is an okay idea. Um, and and just one of those things is the lack of franchise, the lack of freedom of choice, which is what role playing games are all about.
Yep. So I don't think we'll have different jobs for different races. Not right now.
Maybe
But
on well, I do like the idea. I think that it may be something that can be done for some of the
apparently, Adventure Cocker
from the
King has
sent
something.
from for different settings. You know, when you go right to setting level, maybe
Well,
that can, but not for generic game.
well, you were mentioning this for vampires. You could have
Yes,
archetypes that are racial archetypes. So specific race types could be like, I'm going to be the best elf I can be by living out my elfidness. You know, And- but that would be like a very specific specialty, because you're saying that you're cutting off yourself from other things just to focus on your race. which if you think about it is kind of bad, kind of not
Yeah,
nice.
what we're talking here is also different. I am losing my train of thoughts. Different, yeah, so a list of different jobs based on races. So it's still a bit more versatility,
Yeah, I guess it could be.
but
Uh,
not for the generic
no,
rules.
maybe
That's a bit too complicated. But
perhaps
some
yeah,
for the it's something to
fantasy or
consider.
space maybe.
Yeah, yeah, of course, games where you have a lot of races
Yeah,
or
because the
species
other.
or whatever
I mean,
you wanna call it.
darkness wouldn't work. Children of the Night don't have jobs, and
They can
vampires
work
maybe, but it's not really.
for the foundation or something like that, or for some
Yeah,
of
maybe,
the
but that's not specific for them. It's something that everybody can do. So it's. I don't think
no, but
darkness.
it can work for bastards or it can work for
Yeah,
space.
yeah, for a space opera or a fantasy game, maybe.
Well, I mean, I think that it comes from. I'm not attacking you, but I think it comes from a misunderstanding about what a job is, right? I'm a big fan of Clive Barker's Nightbreed, which obviously has a lot of DNA in your Children of the Night, right?
Yep,
So, okay, you go in the
absolutely.
underground, you go in the underground, you meet with the Children of the Night, they have a leader. Is that his class or is that his elected position?
Mm.
Does he have a secondary, does he have a separate class to that position? You know, does it even matter?
Probably not. If he's an NPC, probably doesn't
Right.
matter a lot.
But then the supposition would be that it's like, well, if it's a class, then it's something that a player should want to be able to become. And it's like, okay, you've become the leader of the Children of the Night for this enclave. Great. You've now retired. Good job. You survived. Make a new character.
Yeah,
Because if you're too busy running things to go off an adventure, you can't really be more wretched.
yeah, that's it. Yeah, probably that kind of thing. You can be lots of backgrounds or what we're going to call it now, so classes. But yeah, that one you mentioned, the leader, it's probably something that he was promoted to it, not it wasn't his background.
Yeah, that's something that you received. Well, that's something that we kind of had when we were playing. Uh, that's when we were playing Mutant Chronicles, and one of the our one of our some of our players' plan was like to be the leader or to be the boss. Because sometimes people have that, right? Though I want to be Conan. I want to be the king.
Yep. Well, you can be the king,
Yeah, but the moment you are the
but
king, you're not gonna go adventuring.
still being the king is not necessarily a class. The class would be an aristocrat
Well,
Yes,
who
exactly.
happens to be the king.
well, that's the thing. You can actually be the adventuring monarch. It can be done. And Conan is the example. He did go on adventures after becoming the king of Aquilonia, right? But he was rarely the start of that. It was more accurately that somebody had kidnapped him, or he had been separated from his forces after a battle or something. It was reactionary, not him taking action. So it's a different kind of playstyle and not really in keeping, as far as I can tell, with the style of Wretched Bastards, which is more about
Yeah.
uh, getting money, getting ahead by any way you can.
Yeah, for a wretched bastard game, it's probably being someone important, being someone who
Mhm.
is. It's not
Yeah,
not really.
but I'm gonna say I understand Mark's point. I think I understand because because a human and an elf, because they have. I would say that probably an elf would be a better ranger, right, than a human.
Yeah, probably. I have to show my
It could be
new.
a way. Yeah, actually, I
Right.
think that could be interesting. Would be, and we would just that some classes could have bonus if they choose their favorite. Let's imagine that you can say that a race or whatever you want to call would excel at this type of background. So if they choose that
Oh
background, they
God.
have some kind of bonus.
You saw now the guy. He seems
Uh,
to be
eating
biting
is
on a sausage.
yeah.
No, it's not good. I don't think I'm going to have a dick tongue monster.
It's
No.
he's just a sausage monger. He's just selling
Yeah,
sausage.
I give up. Well, at least for now. For now, I give up. It's also a problem because you can't go to Midjourney and ask for that because they censor things.
Yeah.
If you say dick, if
Cannot
you
ask
write
a
dick,
dick.
no, not
But you can ask a
not.
snake tongue.
Yeah, I can do that. Yes, a snake tongue maybe.
In before you get 3 million Harry Potter flavored images.
Yes, maybe Harry Potter flavored. Yeah, perhaps something like that.
J-
Hey, Griffith
oh,
Morgan is saying hi. Hello, Griffith.
hello.
And
Shadow.
Shadow is.
Oh,
Hey,
by the way,
Shadow.
let me say Shadow's still here, so let me give you. I saw when he was in the when he appeared in the beginning, but we were busy making fun of us, bro. I Miguel gave me the your message about the books, but I need to double check what I wanted, so I will get back to you on that. Thank you.
Yeah.
That was
One
a
of the things that I was looking was for actually a book.
Seriously,
Well,
seriously though.
yeah.
yeah, you say serious and you shut
No,
up,
go ahead.
man. No. I was just saying one of the books I was
No, no.
that I was looking for was
It,
the first volume of
well, yeah, because
Eldritch
you were saying
Tales.
something.
Yeah, it's out of it's out of I found it out of print. Unless it's a really
Um,
really expensive copy, and I don't want that. So you can
what
go ahead.
what I was gonna say is seriously the reason I was drawn to the Wretched Verse as a game setting, right, was it's not OSR because I mean that could mean anything. That's a really neutral thing, but it's really throwback to my youth insofar as one of those things that has been lost in a lot of games. It's sort of the get rich die trying scheme, right? A lot of people like because it made a video game, Cyberpunk right now, and a lot of people like Shadowrun, and that Shadowrun's okay, right? And there's nothing wrong with those games, but people seem to have missed somewhere along the way that just because the megacorps are evil doesn't mean you're not a criminal. The entire reason you run the shadows is you're breaking the law, and if they catch you, you're going to go to jail for a very long time. So then you have the Wretched Verse. Wretched Verse is like, yeah, you're a criminal. You're a piece of scum. You're going to do some very bad things to some people who probably don't deserve it. And you know what? You're not going to feel bad about it because guess what? You know you're a piece of scum, and that's what you got to do.
Yep. It's a niche. Most people don't like it probably, but it. I think it's there was a place for that.
Yes,
I don't
exactly.
I don't understand why. Book I don't have yet, but I really want to get my hands on is what is it? Knuckles of Steel.
Oh, show
Yeah.
show that one. You show
Yeah.
the. We got it on paper. No,
Oh,
Oh yeah.
we
sweet.
got it on paper today. Coombs
Oh,
Oh, nice.
always get the print copies before we do.
of course, he lives in a
Exactly.
civilized
So we
country,
send the first one to him.
Woo!
so I'm going to show a bit of the
You
inside.
are
Yeah.
you need to take the
The
thing.
light.
No, not the light.
Oh
The
yeah.
I don't know the distortion.
Hmm. Okay.
Woo!
Oh, by the way, we had the problem, a small tiny problem with drive through because of the nipples.
Oh no, not nipples. Not
Yeah,
nipples from a European company who doesn't care.
there are
Yeah,
nipples here.
nipples on the cover.
I forgot. I meant to
Ah,
put this guy and cover the nipples with this guy here, but then I forgot it.
So it needs to be booked. It needs to be marked as mature because it has nipples.
Yeah, awful. But they are really
Uh,
nipples. It's a drawing of nipples. But yeah, it's really annoying.
yeah.
What can I do? Nothing.
The only thing is that you forget about it. Yeah, and when I was writing I think I already said it on the last time we did the streaming. I was writing this scenario for Schultz Jam, and of course it's based on Alpha Blues. So when I started reading Alpha Blue, and I was like things I have to add, and I was like, damn, this one has to be mature
Thank
yet
you,
again.
Shadow. Thank you.
And
You know, Charles Dickens. Now I'm going to be a bit annoying. I discovered this some years ago. Now I read a book about Charles Dickens that he caused a scandal in England because he left his wife. That was the mother of. He had like 10, I don't know, a lot of children, and he left her and kicked her out of a house because he started to date an actress that was old enough to be his granddaughter, and she became the new mother of the children.
Wow.
And but the Victorians got upset about that because, like, yeah, you're not supposed to do that.
I I mean, they're kind of right. That's kind of awful, but Charles Dickens was weird.
Yeah, he was an asshole.
British, a British asshole. I'm not implying that all British are assholes.
Just the ones that write boring books.
Well, that one, in fact, that's very boring.
Oh,
I don't, I don't like, I don't like Dickens at all. I tried to read something. I don't know. I can't remember
oh.
which book I tried reading, but I gave up. It was pretty boring.
I don't know what book, what movie Shadow is referring to. Anyone remember that movie? Yeah, about Charles Dickens trying to see nipples.
Probably something to do with that, but I don't know. I can't remember any any movie where Charles Dickens was a character.
Well, it could be some of his
I mean,
stories.
Yeah, it could be.
I remember a Star Trek episode, but I don't recall Charles Dickens trying to see Whoopi Goldberg's nipples. So.
I don't really remember that.
We'll wait to
Yeah,
discover.
maybe you'll say which movie it is.
Ah, Scrooge. Yeah, 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 yeah,
Oh
yeah, yeah.
yeah, show a
Of course.
nipple. Yeah,
Yeah,
of
the
course. I remember. Yeah, I wasn't making the
the
jump.
connection. Yeah, I was
Yeah,
thinking this to be a movie, but like what movie? Because there are like thousands of movies inspired on
yeah, yeah. That one
Dickens
isn't
stuff.
really inspired. It's a
Yes, it is. It's
well,
an
yeah,
adaptation.
slightly inspired. Yes, I like that movie. I like the part where he wants to staple the the thing to the rat's ears.
Not that you like mistreating animals, poor rat, but
No, but it was the
it's
ankle.
funny.
The ankle. Bill Murray is always, especially when he's doing that kind of crazy,
Yeah,
insane character, is always
yeah,
funny.
and unpleasant. It does that very
Yeah,
well.
All right,
apparently he is
all right.
so
We're talking about Christmas movies. Let's start a fight. Die Hard, Christmas movie or not?
yeah.
Yes,
Of course it is a
Okay.
Of course it
I
is.
know people who swear up and down it's not. I think they're contrarians.
No, it's
My-
obviously a Christmas movie.
exactly.
so
It's the
here's
best Christmas
here's
movie ever.
it is. So here's the thing. My old man loved Christmas to an unhealthy degree. So he would watch every single holiday special film. Every time they put out a new copy of The Grinch, he'd buy it, right? And watch it. So just wall to wall
Shadow
Christmas.
agrees.
So my mom and I started watching Die Hard, Die Hard 2, and Lethal Weapon, because Lethal Weapon's also set at Christmas.
I don't
Right.
remember that one being a
And
Christmas
Rambo
movie.
is also set up at Christmas.
Rambo.
Well, Rambo
Um,
is
Yeah, because you see in one of the
not as
scenes.
obvious.
Yeah, but there's a Christmas tree in the sheriff's office.
Lethal Weapon is set during Christmas, but because it's California, they don't have any snow.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Um, in matter of point, when Gary Busey drives a car into uh, Danny Glover's house, he smashes the Christmas tree and all the presents, and then gets out and fires at the TV, which is playing uh, Bugs Bunny's Christmas special. Because he hates Christmas apparently, which is how you know he's a bad guy. But my mom and I started watching these things at Christmas to annoy my father.
Well, I think they are. Those are
it
all nice
it
movies to watch in Christmas.
it
It,
brought
it
the
wouldn't be there
family.
if it was. It wouldn't be there if it wasn't if it wasn't Christmas.
It
So of
brought the
course it's a
family
Christmas movie.
together. It not only can I say it brought the family together in a snarky way, I can say it brought the family together in a literal way because my old man would ask, "Do you guys want to watch a Christmas movie?" And we'd put on Die Hard, and he would be peeved. But we'd sit for it. We'd sit for to watch the movie. We would not sit to watch a holiday special.
It has Christmas movies, Christmas music including.
Yeah,
Uh, so it's obviously a Christmas movie. The other
right.
ones may be just movies that take place at Christmas, but Die Hard is really a Christmas movie.
I mean, let's see. To that list, we also have to add Gremlins. Gremlins is a Christmas movie.
Of
Yeah,
course it is.
that one, yes, yes, obviously.
Of course it is. And he has the girl that she's like she hates Christmas. Right. She has
Right.
a trauma with Christmas, and
For
then
the
that happens.
What about
for the
Ghostbusters? Is that at Christmas? I can't remember.
uh, I don't remember.
I think it's winter, but I'm not sure if it's Christmas.
It's
Yeah,
in winter in New
I
York.
think it's
Yeah.
winter. I don't think it's Christmas.
Okay, so
But I could double check because I actually have not watched
And
the
there's
original
Trading
Ghostbusters in a
Places.
while.
That's also a Christmas movie.
oh yeah, very much a Christmas movie.
Well, the the contrarians are like, it's not a Christmas movie. It's just set at Christmas, and it's like, no, it's a Christmas movie.
Well, some of them may be not these ones, but
Yeah,
other
but
movies.
why would people set the Christmas do a movie on Christmas by accident?
Well, look, my standing argument as far as Die Hard goes is it's a touching tale of a husband and wife coming back together and
During
falling in love at Christmas.
exactly, but the Christmas is important for the story. He was
Yeah,
Right,
there because it's
yeah,
Christmas.
that's true.
right. It's a Christmas miracle.
It takes place in a fucking Christmas party.
Yeah,
It's a Christmas movie.
even though it's work related, but it's still
You,
a Christmas
you
party.
Exactly. That's
and
another thing I would like to do. I would
and
like to do a Die Hard type
and
adventure, like in a.
and and Alan Rickman was a well-dressed Scrooge.
Exactly.
Well, that thing that we thought about for New Flash, it
Hmm.
was supposed to be in
So
a
we can
building.
do you can
That
do
one
it on
can be Die
and you
Hard.
can do it
I
on yeah and you can do it on
Yeah.
Christmas.
I
Exactly. So you see,
I don't think you derailed anything, Shadow and Sun.
No,
I
no,
really
no.
don't.
conversations are to be derailed. That's why they exist.
Yeah, if it's to talk about Christmas movies, that's why we are here. I don't know, maybe.
Exactly.
And nipples.
In the
Well,
demon
I mean,
tank demons
Yeah.
I mean, nipples
dicks
at
tank
Christmas
demons.
is the best. Christmas nipples is best.
I haven't seen that movie for a long time.
Which
Right?
one?
The one with the nipples. Scrooge.
Scrooge.
Scrooge. Yeah, we saw it some years ago at Christmas, but I don't remember how long.
I think it was a long time ago.
It
Maybe.
feels like a long time ago. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think we need to see it again. Damn, next Christmas.
No, you can watch Christmas movies.
That is
Uh,
another thing. Can you watch Christmas movies outside of Christmas?
I think so. Some
I
some
mean,
of them.
yeah.
Some of them, yes.
Look, how else are you going to keep the Christmas spirit all year?
Why would you want to keep the Christmas spirits all year? The
I don't
Christmas
like even.
spirits,
I don't like having Christmas spirit even in Christmas. So it's. I don't want to keep it all year. Definitely not.
Halloween spirit. That's more like it.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
okay,
you, You can
here's a,
watch Halloween in some other time, not
I
just
mean,
Halloween.
here's a random one that will earn me no friends. I do not like The Nightmare Before Christmas. I really.
I used to like it. I used to like Tim Burton, but I don't anymore.
I never liked that one. I don't like
I
that kind of that style of
I liked
animation.
it when I was a god teenager.
yet again, it's one of those things where I liked it the first time, and I went, "Oh, this is neat." And then over time, as just the rampant fan base was like, "We need to do a dozen covers of This Is Halloween," and it's like, "Oh God, have you seen?" It's like, "No, I don't want to see it again." And then I'm sorry, but like Corpse Bride and
Corpse Bride is a piece of shit. Yeah.
the new version of Frankenweenie. Basically, Tim Burton is making the same movie for the last 10 years or more.
That is the thing. I stopped. I used to like Tim Burton. I stopped liking him, and I had a friend in college. Well, she was a roommate of one of my colleagues, and she loved Tim Burton, and it was really annoying
No,
because she thought everything that Tim Burton did was amazing. And I told her I hated the how is the one with the barber? How is it called?
oh, Sweeney Todd.
Sweeney Todd. Fucking hated Sweeney Todd. Johnny Depp
No,
doesn't know how to fucking sing in
no,
that
here's
movie.
no,
But
here's.
she told me sorry that oh,
Uh,
but
uh,
I told her I didn't like it, and she was like, oh, I thought it was very intelligent, and I was like, you're fucking dumb. I didn't really
I'm
told her that. I just thought it.
I'm sorry. The same guy who made the Headless Horseman movie is not. It does not make intelligent movies. That being said, no Shadow and Sun. The joke is I do like Batman Returns. I do
Yes, I
like
like.
Batman '89. But these aren't good because they're good. They're good because they're proof that Tim Burton can make a good movie when he tries, and you should be insulted that he's not.
Yeah, that is the thing. Yeah, I like.
Oh no.
Uh,
Oh
I
no.
I haven't even watched one once. I tried,
I
but
saw it a
I gave
couple of
it up.
times. Yeah.
Oh
It was pretty boring, uh, and I really don't like that kind of animation. So it's not for me. And now I don't like Tim
well.
Burton anyway. So
Yeah, I don't like Tim Burton anyway, but I do like the Batman movies, and I will say that Tim Burton movies are the best Batman movies.
oh, this is something from before. Yeah, yeah. I like the first Batman. Yeah, I think it's I think Michael Keaton. Even though at the time I didn't like the choice, but now I think it was the best Batman.
See. Oh no. Poor man. Uh, I my thing is that I do like stop animation, but I like classic stop animation when it required uh some talent. Like I like Ardenmouth. I like the guys that do Wallace and Gromit, right? But if you were to say, Joe, what's your favorite stop animation movie? Jason and the Argonauts.
I
I
like
love
that
me
one.
some Jason and the Argonauts with the Skellies.
I like them. That one I like, but well, it's not the part I like.
I don't think I
It's
ever
not the
saw that
stop
one.
motion. Well, you should
Uh,
watch it.
I don't know if I probably watched it, but I don't remember.
oh, it's actually funny. Mar just mentioned Clash of the Titans. There's somebody who just made a ridiculous post on the internet talking about uh, the sex positivity of the Medusa myth, and it's like, wow, everything you just said is wrong. Everything you just said is wrong, and everyone is dumber for having heard it. Good job.
Sex positivity is that kind of
The thing is,
expression that I.
well, the thing is that assuming that they didn't read Ovid, who was a Roman, they probably just watched Clash of the Titans, the new remake, and that's where their research stopped.
Oh, that was a
Because
remake. I didn't know that.
huh?
I don't think
Yeah,
I've ever. But yeah, I don't know.
oh, that there was a
When
remake,
was?
it was okay.
Yeah,
Uh,
well, when was that? Let me
some years
let me
ago.
check.
Let me
Yeah, I
check here.
remember. Yeah, I remember it
Well,
coming out.
it was a long time ago. Almost a long
Uh,
time ago. Have I seen this?
2010. It was 10
Probably
years
not,
ago.
because it's probably a piece of shit, right? I don't know. I think I
I
saw a
don't
bit
know.
of it and it
Oh,
looked
I know
like a
the
piece of
cover.
shit.
I know the cover.
Um,
Yeah,
the actual description, rather than piece of
Didn't
shit, I
it
would
have
say,
3D? Didn't have
is
3D, you know?
it looks like that.
I
Yeah,
would say,
Yeah, I think it was
yeah,
on the
yeah,
3D
its big thing
face.
yeah.
is
It is. Yeah, 3D.
Yeah.
my
That's why I
my big
didn't see it.
description to give it would be inoffensive. It's an inoffensive movie. It's not good. It's not bad. It's not great, but you can watch it.
Not on 3D.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't
I,
watch it in 3D either.
that's why I don't. I didn't
And
watch it.
I just
It
realized
was 3D.
something that I was confusing
Confusing.
Sam Worthington with Chris Pratt. I thought Chris
Hmm?
Pratt was yeah. I thought
Well,
Pratt appeared on Avatar, but no, it's Sam Worthington that also appears in
well,
Clash of the Titans.
well. It's
They are
it's
like
freaking
fucking the same
weird.
person.
If if
They
if
are
we're
the
well,
same
it's weird
person.
because we're
Damn
if
it!
we're because if we're talking about actors, there was this window in time where every actor had to be brown haired and brown eyed, right? Sam Worthington, the guy who was Leonidas in 300, uh, at least one other I can't think of. Now
The one
everybody
of the
has to
300 I know because he's Brazilian and we knew him from soap
right.
operas.
Oh,
Hmm.
nice.
But for me, Sam
Um,
Worthington and Chris Pratt, I thought they were the same person. I just
all right,
realized that
but
Chris Pratt is not didn't appear on Avatar.
I
Good
don't
for
know
him.
who is Sam Worthington. So
He's the guy that appeared on Avatar and
yeah,
Clash of the Titans. And if you see, look and see if he doesn't look like Chris Pratt.
maybe on Avatar. I also
it,
thought that was Chris Pratt. So okay, I'm looking for it.
Now I don't know how
well,
do
if
the
it
actors look like. They all look like
well,
Timothée
well, well
Chalamet.
now, yeah, but now everyone's supposed to be blonde haired and have like a ripped exterior because for the longest time I couldn't tell Chris Hemsworth and Chris Pine apart.
I could because of the head. The Chris Hemsworth did Thor, right?
Yeah.
I knew him because I can recognize him because of the pretty hair he has on.
Yeah, no, it doesn't really look like Chris Pratt, but I don't know. Maybe in some pictures. At least not Chris Pratt right now. I
Yeah,
don't know.
maybe it looked like Chris Pratt at that
What
time.
Yeah.
what I want explained to me, like if I could get into a boardroom with somebody and have them tell me why. I want to know why it is that in every movie Chris Pine is in, they have to desaturate to make him look jaundiced. I've seen him in like 3 or 4 movies, and
I
he
don't.
always looks sick. He always looks like he's
Yeah,
about to
yeah, yeah.
keel
But you're
over.
right. You know, Chris Pine and Chris Chetwick, they look a bit the same. But he
Well,
has the other guy has a more healthy look,
well,
basically.
it's actually funny because uh, Chris Hemsworth played Captain Kirk's dad in the Chris Pine led Star Trek movie.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
he's
I
he's
remember
he's right at
that.
the very beginning of the film, and he looks just like Chris Pine, which is probably where the confusion settled itself into my brain.
And they both called Chris.
But what?
Hmm?
Never mind.
Okay.
Oh no!
There was a weird noise
Apparently,
here.
we're causing Shadow and Sun to lose IQ.
Yeah, I think it was the Medusa.
Uh,
I think it was that Medusa
Yeah,
comment.
it was a bit
it's.
ago.
I mean, I'm not even digging into the depths of it. It is so dumb.
Having brain freeze. I was thinking about something regarding films, but now I forgot. I'm having brain freeze. Ah, yes. Yeah, I was thinking because of coming back to Batman and Michael. I remember about that annoying colleague that I had because then she was my. I also worked with her, and then when I discovered that she was not only had bad taste in films, but she was also insane, and she was also
Oh
like a
no!
huge, uh, like scary insane. She was also a huge fan of Tarantino, so every movie that Tarantino did was wonderful. And when I told her that I didn't like his films and I thought he was a overrated idiot, Then she wanted to start a fight with me and to prove me I was wrong and Tarantino was the best director ever.
See, I don't care for Tarantino's recent work, but I do think some of his older work was reasonably okay. And I think he has like moments of being a good filmmaker, but since he's become the institution because he can just do a Tarantino joint like Spike Lee does a Spike Lee joint, he doesn't even try anymore. It's just awful.
Thankfully, it doesn't do many movies,
Yeah,
so
well,
it's
I really liked Purple Fiction. I liked the
Pulp, not
Pulp
Purple.
Fiction. Yes, I'm having brain freeze, like I told you.
Right now, I prefer
I like
Reservoir
Reservoir
Dogs.
Dogs. Yeah, but
I
I
think
really
it's the
liked
best film.
Reservoir Dogs. I still like Reservoir Dogs. I didn't like Kill and for a long time I didn't watch Kill Bill because I said I didn't like it. I wouldn't like it, but a lot of people saying, "Oh, you're gonna like it." I saw the first one and it was like, "Yeah, I don't really like it," but and then I saw the second. I don't even remember. I fall asleep. And from that moment on, it's like, yeah, we still saw what is the next one, the one that we saw in the cinema.
Jungle.
No, the one
See,
before
Oh yeah,
the
uh, I don't.
Death Proof. That was like,
That was half of.
yeah, the Inglorious Bastard we got out of the cinema because it was just fucking
Yeah,
uh,
boring. Half
yeah.
an hour from it, like this first scene about the
I
milk or
really
whatever,
do
that
hate that
doesn't
one.
end.
oh,
Yeah, I really hate that one.
I am so mad about that movie.
But you saw? Did
I,
you saw the original or the one that he ripped off to do that? The original Inglorious Bastards.
Kind of.
I did not.
Kind of.
Is it better?
It's different. It's completely different, but it's better. It's a well, it's a wretched film. Let's just say it.
Yeah, very wretched
Okay.
movie.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't remember now
Actually,
the director, but it's one of those Italian directors.
Yeah.
that's an interesting question because we you mentioned this earlier in passing. So you guys are thinking about doing a Wretched Vigilantes game.
Oh, that we're going
Yes,
to do for sure. That
probably
has
the
been in
next
the
game.
menu for. It's gonna be the
Um,
next game. Yeah.
well, I gotta ask: are you gonna go with more of a classic pre-comics code Batman, where you just shoot people, or are you gonna go with more of a Punisher Max scheme where you kill people, and oh man, do you kill people?
Yeah, I would say Punisher. Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Maybe unless I change my mind. Meanwhile,
I mean, I'm
but
But
I mean, I'm a
Punisher is
fan.
it's inspiration. It's been since the
I,
yeah,
beginning. Because in the
it
first
should
doing,
be.
yeah, it's Punisher.
I mean, I'm a fan of pulp material, but like, the shadow is its own very specific flavor, and I don't necessarily know if it would be wretched, right? But like
Yeah,
Punisher Max specifically, that has some fantastically ridiculous violence in it.
yeah, more likely like that because I don't really know the shadow, so that's not an inspiration for me.
Uh, I mean, the Shadow is basically Batman with the serial numbers filed off. Oh no,
Hmm.
I mean Batman's filed the serial numbers off of the Shadow.
Yeah,
The deep dark secrets of the comic universe. Batman's a ripoff. Seriously,
Oh,
they
so
got
it was
they
the
almost
director
got
was
sued.
Enzo G. Castellari, the guy I
yeah.
wanted to say.
Isn't that the guy? No, that's Gato. The guy from the Barbarians. That's the other one.
Yeah, no,
It's the same.
Castellari. Yeah.
And also, I don't like Django for the same reason, because Django uh, is a ripoff of two really good movies, Django and I don't remember the Mandingo, and they are both a lot better than
It's,
Django.
it's actually a thing. I had never seen Mandingo. Mom said, "Well, you should check it out sometime." So I watched it, and I was like, "I I hate this, but I don't hate it because it's bad. I hate it because it's awful. I hate it because the people in it are awful."
That's right. The people are really awful. That's yeah. I love that film. That is an exploitation film.
Yeah, a really exploitation
Well,
movie.
I have a book on my shelf which will earn me enemies in the wider world. But I got it because I wanted to know what all the foofaroo was about. I have a copy of Uncle Tom's Cabin, and I have not been able to read it despite my best efforts because I get about 10 or 20 pages in and I hate the people in it. I hate the system of slavery, the curious institution. But then
And
again,
that is
that's
important,
the
right? That's why
point.
that exactly. That's why the book needs to exist, and that's why people should read it or
Never
try.
tried to read that one. I don't. I'm. Well, it's not really popular around here. This
Yeah, well, I never read that one,
it's
but
not really
isn't the
classic.
same thing with To Kill a Mockingbird, right? Because people there also, oh, this is problematic because he has the word nigger,
It's like
and that's a book for
it's like
children,
it's like
not
yeah,
for
that's the
children, but
point.
for
You
teenagers.
you don't want people to grow up to be pieces of crap. Here's an idea. Show them what a piece of crap looks like and say don't do that.
Yeah, I think that's reason enough to keep the well. There's no reason
Is
to censor books. So
oh oh is is that what we should do? Should we start a wretched children's line?
I
And be
actually
like,
thought about.
yeah,
I actually have that on my to-do list. I want to do a book
right.
for well, or at least a book where you can play kids, and it's like that nostalgia from the children nostalgia, but wretched.
Wretched little bastards.
I
Exactly.
I don't think kids would want to play it, but yeah, for adults
Yeah, to
to play
play.
children.
I want to
Yeah, but
take that
well,
nostalgia in another.
yeah, but if
If
you
you're
could somehow make a kids line, then you could sell it as educational material.
Well, I think so. It is really. When I was a kid, I watched the not pornography, but I watched adult movies, action and horror, and I think it was well, and animation, um, and I think it was educational. I'm crazy, but at least I have good taste. I think that was important for my education. So I think so. Yeah, if I had a kid, I would make him watch horror movies.
and he would. That's one of the
I,
reasons for us not to have kids. That's our kids always want
I'm,
to hate their want to annoy their parents. So our kid would be woke as fuck.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
these people are
that's
I
making me
mean,
offensive.
I
watch.
think that's.
They're making me watch films and
I
read
mean, I
books.
think that's
No.
what. I think that's what WotC and Hasbro don't get. Bring it back around to the beginning. I don't think they realize that you have to be crazy to be in this industry to begin with.
Yeah.
And I think if mind you, I didn't mind 5e. I strongly doubt I'm going to give them any money in the future, but I'm one of the few people that's like, nah, 5e is okay, guys. The thing is that if you wanted to say that it's a shallow corporate caricature of a real D&D, I'm not going to say you're wrong, but it was obviously made by designers, not expressly by gamers, right? And it's like, is that a bad thing? Well, it's not the worst thing. Is it a good thing? It's like, I wouldn't say it's good not to have gamers on your staff.
Yeah. Not definitely not good, but well, I don't know. I have never read the book, so I have no idea.
But there's another thing that with all this OGL stuff, the thing that I like they're not getting is that the third party content creators are also consumers. They're also their customers, and probably they buy a lot of games. So
Well,
why are you annoying people that buy? Because a lot of people that still buy D&D and still buy 5e, even if they are creating other stuff.
well, the one thing that I don't think is getting enough play, like not enough people are bringing it up, is one of the people who created the original OGL came out and said, guys, before the OGL, we had about 25% market share. After the OGL came out, we had 85% market share, right? Which is literally what percentage of all products are D&D flavored, right? It's like, yeah, it might not be monetized enough, but it made you a lot of money anyway.
Coombs was talking about Ratchet
Yeah,
Kids.
I put the answer there. Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
had it stored. I had that one because I also had that idea more or less at the same time he did. So there's a bit draft something for I because I also like with the Ratchet kids, like you're playing bastards. You're gonna be those kids in the city, stealing wallets and doing unpleasant things to survive. If you're gonna
Well,
play Navalidad, the same thing. Maybe you're a little thief or a prostitute or something. You're a kid
That's
living in the
nice.
streets and doing
I,
The little
evil
prostitute,
stuff. Exactly.
I,
the
I
little
mean,
child prostitute.
I mean, are you? I'm gonna be silly here for a minute. Do you guys know about the urban legend of the black-eyed kids?
No.
Okay, it's an American thing. Usually like in Texas, it's the idea that there are these black-eyed children that will come to your house or will stalk you in isolated locations, and they'll try to get you to invite them in, right? And it's never stated what will happen if you do, just that they will, right? So you take the idea of the black-eyed kids, you convert it over to the wretched verse, you put it in the derelict city, and then it's like, yeah, you can play a kid in the wretched verse, but you don't want to go to the derelict city because there are, in fact, hobo children there who will eat you.
Yeah, that's the thing I want. The kids. Yeah, they're gonna be like evil kids. They're not gonna be nice kids from
No,
a
of course they can't be nice
bourgeois
kids.
bourgeois family. They're like kids living in the
Well,
streets.
yet again, you guys always have huge lists of movies. I can't
Yeah.
remember the name of it just now, but there's at least one that is literally about three kids born under a solar eclipse of Venus who don't have souls, who go on to murder an entire town of people.
Mm,
And it's like, that's a movie. It exists.
yeah, that doesn't ring a bell, but
Yeah, and well, that's
Oh,
the city
I
of the damned. How is that called about all the kids that go that start killing the parents? They
oh
all
yeah.
have that white hair. They're
Oh
all aliens
oh
or
yeah,
something like
oh,
that.
are you talking about Children of the Corn?
Children of the
yeah.
Corn. Yes.
No.
Yeah,
Those don't have black eyes, I think.
and
Yeah.
there's that, yet again, gonna show my nerdiness. There's that Star Trek episode, Miri, with the planet that got hit with the plague and all the parents died, so now all the kids are in charge. And of
I'm not.
course, Lord of the Flies.
Yes, exactly. That's gonna be a bit of Lord of the Flies.
Although,
I never saw. I know I saw the film. Yeah, I saw the film, but it was a long time ago. I also read the
although
book.
I gotta, although I gotta say, I really hated Lord of the Flies.
I loved it, and I saw it as a kid, and I really loved it. These kids are so fucked up. This is great. It was disturbing. I liked it.
I I do not like the preponderance of the suggestion that tribalism is wrong.
Yeah,
That if
that's
if the kids had just kept a stiff upper lip and been very proper in English, they would have been fine. It's like, no, their situation was terrible. They they had to do something. There was going to be a power structure of some sort. Your real problem was you let the worst people be in charge.
that normally happens.
True.
Okay, I'm hungry now. I
Yeah,
have
me too.
I have to eat
Yeah, I was
something.
thinking about that. It's 8. Yeah, we got to go and eat.
Okay.
So, guys, thank you for watching, and you, Joe, thank you for dropping by.
Yeah.
And you said you had
I
something to say. I don't know if you already talked about it. If not, just ping Miguel or me or.
oh I believe it was in response to vampire stuff,
Mm,
and I figure we'll talk about it eventually.
yeah.
But
Okay.
I mean, I believe we touched on it briefly here. Just sort of uh, the idea of character templating and the like. Which, if we're just going to use the archetype system, I can work with that. Because why invent new stuff when you can just use the stuff that exists, right? Um, yeah, I figure we'll get around to it. You guys have a
Yeah,
life. You got to go eat.
whenever you remember it, you can just message me
Right.
on somewhere. Whenever you whenever you like it. So
Well,
it's not a
I
problem.
did message you recently. You didn't send anything back, but it's fine. Uh, Basically
Really?
suggesting that
Where?
on Twitter.
Let me check it.
I was proposing that
Oh yeah, I didn't see this
one of the
one.
ways you could one of the ways you could approach things was basically using the perks and negative system to make it so that if you choose to be a supernatural like a vampire, you get lots of benefits because you're really great, but you get stark negatives because you've signed on for basically hard mode because
Hmm.
being a monster should suck. Um,
Yeah,
which thus encourages you
yeah,
to
I
be
think that.
more unpleasant.
I think that works. You well, it's your source book, so you just um, it's your choice.
Well, I mean, I'd rather be as close to compliant with what exists as possible, so that people who pick up my book don't get confused and go, "But this isn't in that book."
Well,
Um,
I don't know. Maybe the source books are supposed to be
A bit of
different. So
additional, yes,
yeah,
exactly. 'Cause
so
my
especially to
something
play
different.
vampires, so it's like a
my
depend on monsters.
my basic notion I've been approaching it with very quickly because I know you guys want to go is Wretched Darkness has the base how to play, and then my book will have optional rules for different ways to approach it. So it's like if you wanted to use the Red Ministries to make a vampire, you would use that care gen for a vampire
Hmm.
instead
Mhm.
of or in
Yeah,
addition to Re- uh, Wretched Darkness,
yeah,
Yeah,
that
because
that
there
makes
might
makes
sense.
be some
sense.
things that just don't fit.
Yeah, that makes sense. Of course, it's
Yeah,
supposed to be playing vampires, not just vampires aren't just a choice character. They are the characters in that case. So it has to be
right,
to have more, something else that's not in the core book. And if someone else does something about, I don't know, Children of the Night, which is something that I imagine that can be done as well.
right. Well, that's one of the things. I mentioned the idea of playing a Nosferatu type, right? And my suggestion is actually that what happened was a vampire attempted to convert a child of the night,
Hmm.
and it did not go right. It
Mhm.
didn't go well. It turned into something awful.
Yeah, it's bound to happen something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so thank you for showing up at the
Yep.
Red Room, and you guys, thank you for watching, and all of you have a nice weekend, and see you.
See you on Sunday.
Bye bye. Yeah,
Bye bye.
Sunday.